we've gone over the two-finger release of the basketball and two fingers touching the ball last at the same time with a crude practice is a balance and propel skill that you work on. If we know what exactly is to be practiced, then you can avoid what you just saw at a much higher percentage. The reason why I missed that shot is it ran off my middle finger and it did not stay on my ring and middle at the same time. And there are many shooters that shoot off their index and middle, and appropriately so, wouldn't want one of those to touch the ball last on the shot. We are dealing with now the torque part of the shot. The reason why these are going in the basket are because of my shoulder stops. So this is a machine. My shoulder is under the lip and to the lip. By doing that, I have memorized force capacity. There is no fluctuation or alleviation of what is true. Therefore, there is a line created from your two fingers when it comes off both. And that's what allows a shooter to make it every time. You did that by having two fingers touching the ball last and holding your follow through. The index and middle finger form a V. And at the end of our shot, the V releases the ball in the middle of it at the same time, and it always goes straight. The middle and ring finger do the same. It releases the ball at the same time. This is a runoff for an index to middle finger shooter. They got a one finger release. They want a two finger release to the basket. So it slipped off and it's going to fray to the left. What happened here with an index and middle finger shooter is the ball slipped away from a two finger release. Darn it. And it now is going to come off the middle finger. And now you got to catch it to push it back in, but that's very hard. The same instance here for a middle and ring finger shooter. The ball slipped off the middle finger and now is on the ring finger. Darn it. And as a result, we are putting all our emphasis for balance and propel on one finger. So this miss will reinforce your desire to have it come off too. We shoot a basketball just like a marksman shoots a gun. We come off the two fingers, a bullet comes out of the circle from the gun. We keep the shoulder to the lip on the release and follow through. A marksman keeps the gun rooted at their shoulder and it never flies back. Just like the shoulder never flies back right here. That's why that shot went in. You all are eligible for this if approved to play this game. You deserve to practice this and to get this. It takes 21 to 40 days to break or form a habit. We need to incubate practice shooting workouts from all the spots on the floor. We need to first do what I'm doing here is spot shoot from certain spots over and over again, then move from spot to spot, then practice in game environment. We can perform at this level right here if we know what we are supposed to do. You know that it's got to come off the two fingers. Now the balance of the basketball is the variable. That is what you are practicing. You're not practicing form. You already know it's got to come off too, and it's got to hold until the ball goes through it without bringing our two fingers backwards. So if you assume this position that we discussed earlier and you practice that, you will form a habit. And that habit is what will lead you to this same success of making baskets. Why folks struggle at shooting is that we can lose our focus. And that is why I came out with this piece. We must focus on the same thing and practice. In propelling an object from point A to point B, there are two variables that allow a person to be completely successful. One, is it heading in the direction that we intend? And that is defined by the two fingers in a V shape touching the ball last at the same time and releasing the ball to the basket. Two, the dynamics of distance is controlled by the parameter borders of the shoulder under the lip on the alignment to the lip. This process is defined by this. We must hit the foul line, 3-point line, when we have an open balance look, have our forehead, chin, shoulder, knee, and toe side by side with one another, vertically facing the basket, and from a side view horizontally. You see the spindle wheels that I have attached to my eyebrow and elbow. That is a perfect analogy of where the shot stays true in relation to our 5 body parts side by side, vertically and horizontally. What happens here? Watch the 4 and 3. This is what is very important in the process of postural rigidity, postural validity, reliability. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great view. The elevation and strength come from our legs and the shoulder going to the chin. The shoulder ascending up to the chin lip is what provides inertia with the legs. This is a fact that is not taught constantly. We must cue the ball coming off our hand with our 2 fingers side by side straight up facing the basket, and it coming off 2 at the same time so the ball doesn't run off, while our forehead, chin, shoulder, knee, and toe are over the top of one another, and the shoulder is the second form of inertia, power, to drive the ball to the appropriate target. Distance-wise, legs, we hear about legs all the time. Well, this piece takes legs into account already. You know that, your coaches do. The reason why I am coming out with this piece is because of the 2 fingers and because the shoulder provides inertia.